Hi Year 6, welcome to Wednesday's Big Read lesson. Our WALT for today is to answer literal retrieval questions with a will of reading a question carefully, giving clear and accurate answers, and using the text/source, in this case our video, to answer questions. So, quick reminder, literal retrieval questions then, they differ from inference questions or vocabulary questions, true and false questions, chronology questions, in that when we're literal retrieving, we are literally retrieving. That means we are taking something directly from the text or the source. So we're not needing to apply our own thoughts or our own opinions. It's completely there for us in the text, in the usual case, or in this case, it's completely there for us in the source. So, what is it that we're looking at today? So, in order to complete today's literal retrieval questions, you are going to have needed to watch the video really carefully. And if I'm honest, you're probably going to need to keep going back. You're going to need to watch little bits of it, go and answer a question, watch a little bit of it again, go and answer a question. Pretty much just like you would if this were reading paper, you would keep going back and checking in the text to confirm that you're definitely getting those questions correct. You're going to need to do the same thing today with the video. So the link is there for you again. It's also on your PDF sheet. So if you need that, you can find it in a couple of different places. Any issues accessing that, as ever, just email myself or Miss Barrett and we'll try and help you out however we can. So just a reminder there as well that you are looking for specific answers from the source material, in this case, the video. So go and have a watch of the video before you start the questions, and then you'll be able to get on with them. I'll just quickly go through the questions with you now, though, and tell you a little bit about each of them. So you've got 10 questions in all, and they're going to require you to do a little bit of thinking about where roughly they were in the video. But think about what we've talked about in class before with our reading comprehension. The first set of questions, or the first questions, are going to be earlier on in your source material. So the first questions in a reading paper tend to be about the beginning of the text that they're asking you about. It's exactly the same with these 10 questions here. They actually go chronologically through the text. So question 1 is very near the beginning of the text, moving through to question 10, which is around about the 2-minute, 4-second mark. I've stopped doing questions after that sort of mark, and we'll look at why in a moment. So our questions are, what was the name of the national park in which the story is set? That is going to be vocal, so that's going to be something you need to listen out for, an audible answer rather than a visual one. What country is the national park located in? This one is both an audible answer, so you need to listen out for it, but it is also visual as well, because there is a map that is shown that shows how to spell the name of this national park as well. Question 3. Name 3 animals that can be seen in the national park. Now, I know it says that can be seen, but you don't actually see them. But you are told 3 animals that can be seen when you're there, so listen out for that one. Question 4. What item of clothing does Frances put on when she gets out of the tent? That one is a visual clue, so you're going to need to look for that one rather than listening out for it. Question 5. In the story, what is said to have carved the lake? Again, that one is an audible clue. You're going to need to listen out for that one. It's something the narrator tells you. Question 6. How deep is the lake rumoured to be? Again, the narrator tells you that, so listen out for that. Question 7. Name 3 things that Frances was thinking of doing in the boat. Again, the narrator tells us that, 3 things that Frances was thinking of doing. Question 8. For how many minutes did Frances row before stopping the boat? The narrator tells us that as well. Question 9. This one is a visual answer, so you need to look for it. What is Frances shown to be doing as she lies back in the boat? And then question 10, a final audible clue. You need to listen out for this. What is described as shimmering like a neon lasso? Listen out for that one. It's around about the 2-minute-ish sort of mark, a little bit after 2 minutes. As ever, with literal retrieval questions, you wouldn't normally need to write these out in full sentences. For example, what was the name of the national park in which the story is set? If this was a reading paper and you were actually doing it, I would expect you to just put the name. I wouldn't expect you to write out the name of the national park in which the story is set is blah, blah, blah. You would just put the name to save you time, because it's all about being quick and being accurate. Because, though, this time you won't have the questions written in your books because they're only on your paper, I'd like you to write the question out and then answer it, or when you answer it, write your answer as a full sentence. If you're one of the people who is able to answer this onto the PDF, if your computer or iPad or whatever it is you're doing it on allows you to do that, then that's fine. You've got the question there. You can just write the shorter answer. But if you're doing it in those homework books we gave out, I would like you please to write that as a full sentence. When those 10 questions are done, you're going to have a go at yourself. So as I say there, the questions actually only take you up to 2 minutes 10 in the video. So you don't need to watch the whole thing. It tells you that on your PDF as well. That still leaves quite a lot of the video. So what I'd like you to do, using the 10 that I wrote as examples, I'd like you to write a further 5 questions of your own, please. They should be literal retrieval. So don't stray into inference, don't stray into vocabulary. I'd like them kept as literal retrieval, please. Once you've done that, make sure you are scanning your work in, taking a picture of your work. If it's typed up, whatever it is, send it through to myself and Miss Barrett, and we will offer you some feedback. The answers, though, will be coming out tomorrow. So I will be sending out the correct answers to your questions tomorrow. That way you can self-mark. It does say that to you on your PDF as well. Remember, we've also got a second video today coming out all about your English. So I'll be speaking to you again then, but it is due on YouTube to come out half an hour after this one, just to make sure people are doing things in the right order. So if you were struggling yesterday to connect to the video, that might be because the big read comes out at 9 o'clock and the English comes out at 9:30. Until then, though, I'll say goodbye and I'll speak to you again when we move on to the English. Best of luck. Do send in your work once you've completed it. But for now, goodbye.